What's louder, that train or the siren?
I'm not letting the train stop me today, guys. I'm talking right through it. So.
On that topic, what was up with the crowd noise? Why introducing it so early? I guess.
No, well, we've been doing it. I mean, we usually have music playing versus some team periods, but when it goes to 2-minute or end of game situations, we usually try to play crowd noise. Just more realistic.
Anything specific? A couple of new injured guys in red jerseys today. Morgan Fox, Shai Smith. Anything?
Really nothing to report injury-wise. And some guys, some light stuff. Hopefully, we'll have them back in a couple of days.
JC injured, or is he excused today?
Well, there's really no excusing. It's all voluntary, but he's not here today.
He had something to do.
Just not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the drill with the hurry up there, I mean, I don't think I've seen crowd noise too much during OTAs. Is that something that you did at college? We didn't really have OTAs last year to look at. Is that something you felt the team needed right now, or what?
No, it just makes sense, right? I mean, you're at the end of the game. I mean, there's going to be crowd whether you're at home or away. So, we play the music during all the team periods, not so people get excited and hype and all that, but really so that they are having to communicate and be out loud. Then we go to third down. You probably heard we didn't have it, so that we can, when we record it, we can hear all the calls that are being made. So every period has a little different focus, but when it comes down to time situations, we like to just have crowd noise because that's the most realistic. What it'll be like next. It's hard to do crowd noise for 2 hours, but crowd noise, at the end of the game is just a part of it.
Because of either injury or absence. In Robbie's case, a lot of other younger receivers getting reps. Any of them kind of caught your eye?
I think Ish Hyman's done a nice job, a really nice job over the last couple days. He was with us last year. He's been around for a few years, but I think he's really improving. And has put 2 or 3 really nice days together. And Kirkwood, Zilstra's been here. Those guys have been really sturdy for us. But I think Ish has done a nice job showing what he can do. And I think all those guys have had some good moments. Ventel and Bayless. But Ish is a guy that over the last 3 days has stood out.
Is he okay? We saw him go into the board.
No idea yet. Yeah. Hopefully he's okay.
Man, you all had a lot of issues at cornerback with injuries and rotating. You kind of hope this, with adding AJ Boye and JC, can be one of your stronger units. Do you think that's possible?
I'm not really into rating the units. I just think we feel like in a 17-game season, especially in the NFC South, we're going to need a lot of really good corner play. And so, signing, Melvin, signing AJ, drafting 2 corners, the guys we have from last year, Troy's not even practicing yet. I'd like to have a lot of depth, and like to have more variability with our units. Hey, can we play some dime? Can we play some quarter? Can we play some different things? So, we're using guys at safety. We're using guys at corner. We're cross-training some guys and just hopefully get the best players on the field.
I know it's June. Your personnel groupings might change between now and when you actually start, but, having a guy like Zylstra with all that first-team run, how impactful is that for him, and how do you feel like your comfort level is with him running a lot of those first-team reps?
Well, they show you what they can do, you know what I mean? And, a lot of times guys are in specific roles, not because of their ability level, but because of opportunity. So when someone else goes down or someone else isn't here, it's an opportunity for you. And, that's all most guys ever ask for is, hey, just give me an opportunity so you have it. So take advantage of it. So, whether it's special teams, offense, defense, when you have a chance to go with the ones, play at a really high level. But the funny thing, we watched the tape, like you saw, we went 3 groups there. Like I watched the ones the same way I watched the 3s. It's not really. These aren't really. This isn't competitive time yet. It feels competitive because we're moving the ball and all that, but there could have maybe been 7 sacks for all I know, right? There's no pads on. Right. It's really about who's doing their assignment, who's playing with great technique, and most importantly, who's playing really hard. And I think if guys are focused on play hard, do my assignment, play with great technique, the results will take care of themselves.
Will next week be more competitive, or kind of look like this?
I think about like this. I mean, our guys have been so good about being here and working hard that I don't think we need to change much. I just think we just keep adding more situations, adding more to the playbook. So next week will probably be a little bit more of a culmination of what we've done.
From a talent standpoint, how much improvement have you guys made, you feel like, from where the roster was this time last year?
It's hard to say till you get into pads. Obviously we made the moves we made feeling like, hey, this improves us. I think when you talk about developing the roster, there's really two parts. There's acquiring talent. There's also developing talent. I talk a lot to our guys about there's a leap that we want you to make, and a lot of guys from year one, as a rookie or year one in our system to year two, there's a leap that we want to see them make, and some guys are making the leap. So, I think we're hopefully a better football team, but that's all words. But the great thing is that we're practicing. We're getting better. We're out here. I mean that's all I can ask.
But we paid a lot of attention to what the offense has done with Darnold and people like that. But when you look at it, and you had Reddick, and then your first-round draft pick was a corner. So it just seems like, if I'm wrong, tell me, but the overall talent level is better on this team right now defensively than it was last year.
Like I said, we'll see in camp. I'll feel better answering that in camp. But we added pieces that we really like. I wouldn't forget. Morgan Fox, Daquan Jones are guys that we really liked. So. I think that we have a lot of guys we like on defense. A lot of guys have to get healthy and get ready for training camp, and then we'll see what we got.
Is playing Moten at left tackle something you guys would consider doing?
If he's the best available. I mean, he's when we're down some guys at days, he kicks over there and plays some left tackle at times. So I think if we were planning on doing it would be a full-time move at this point, but something we're just giving him some reps. Just like the right guard sometimes plays left guard. Taylor's a great guy, but he wants to always challenge himself, so he's trying to do new things. And it's good.
What seems to make him more natural on the right side?
I just think the amount of time that he's done it. It's like in baseball. Do people still switch hitters in baseball?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just think it's you have so many hours. Whatever Erickson said. 10 years, 10,000 hours. I mean, he's just got so much time put in there. So to go over, people can do it, but it's just just doesn't have much time over there. So it's just if he's going to do it in his career, or anyone's going to do it, they just have to spend a lot more time over there.
What's different? I mean, I know the footwork's obviously different, but what's different about the skill set that you're looking for in your left tackle as far as what Taylor brings to the table?
Well, I mean, it's not really a skill set. I mean, you'd love, and this was way more pronounced maybe 10 years ago than it is now. I think now people are seeing. You play the Bears, Khalil Mack's lined up against your right tackle the whole game, so you really want to make sure you feel secure over there. But it's a quarterback's blind side. You're looking for arm length. But those are all skills that Taylor has. To me, it's just I just in my mind it's like going from driving the United States and being in the left-hand lane, to going to Europe. You can do it, but you feel way more comfortable evading an accident. So when you're on where you normally are, so when you're doing things reversed, you can do it. But when all of a sudden things go really fast and you're in a bad situation, you just don't have quite as much time with that muscle memory. So again, it's fun for him. It's not something we're really majorly doing.
How are you kind of approaching talking to the guys about the players, specifically about getting vaccinated, especially with the protocols that would come in place for training camp? How are you kind of approaching that?
It's their decision. I don't tell anybody what to do. I mean, it's their personal decision. As with any topic in life, I always say, do your research, but do it from the right sources. Talk to doctors, talk to your doctor, talk to our doctors, talk to whomever. And then, obviously making sure that our guys understand the difference between being vaccinated and being non-vaccinated, right? Just there are differences in the protocols. There'll be differences in training camp. So, how that affects each person. As long as everyone, my job is to give people information and let them make decisions. Not much beyond that.
Did you ever finalize the Colts practices, or is that still?
I believe we have those finalized. I believe that we're doing that. Yeah, we're doing that.
2 days.
2 days.
Heading into the game.
2 days, and then a day for ourselves, and then.
Is there anything specific you want to get out the 3 days next week? Like looking ahead. I know you got a couple more days this week, but getting out of that before camp.
I think 2 of those days are football days. Just trying to kind of culminate everything that we've done. I mean, as much 2-minute red zone and third down as we can get, as much move the ball, reacting to situations as we can get. I think that's great. And and then we'll see. We'll see if we do anything else beyond that.
You still expect Robbie here next week?
I have no reason to believe anybody's not. But my whole thing with everything is just coaching whoever's here. So I have no reason to believe anybody will not be here.
Matt, what you've done on the defensive line, you hoping that Burns could really have a breakout year with the guys you've added on the other side,
Yeah, I mean, I think he, like everybody else, I want them to keep making steps. You know, he was a consistent force pass rushing, but you know, there's so much more for him in the future. He's got so much talent. So I just want to see him, like all of our players. You know, I talked about making the leap. You know, just making that leap to the next level as a player, and that's, you know, a consistent pass rusher. You know, at the end of the game when you're tired, you know, who wins then is what matters to me. People, you know, we all look at stats and this guy had this many sacks. Like, who wins when it matters at the end of the game, and that's the type of person I think Brian can be. And so, anxious to see him, you know, become that type of person.
Is that a conscious effort this offseason to put more people to maybe free him up? Obviously, I guess you want to do that with everybody. But
Yeah, I think we're just trying to add as many good players as possible, right? The more pass rushers you have inside, the more, you know. But the same thing with the run. The more run stoppers you have, I mean, we want to just constantly try to look for guys who improve the roster and you know, defensive line wise, we drafted a couple guys. Like, you know, when we came in, we knew we were starting over on the defensive line in a lot of areas. So brought some guys in, drafted some guys, and then did it again this